Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, after receiving good response for this recent video which I uploaded on understanding Jupiter from your moon, a lot many people have been recommending me that okay Nipun, you can now continue this as a series and you can upload a video for all the planets and their relative distance from the moon. Definitely guys, as you know that moon which represents our emotions, our feelings, subconsciousness, so understanding the planets from the moon becomes the most important. You can look at it in this way that how you feel around anything which is religious in nature, that is Jupiter from the moon. How do you feel around the matters of the love, romance or relationship? So that is Venus from the moon. And guys, that is the only reason a lot of the traditional astrologers, they still prefer and they do majority of the predictions only from the moon sign only. So definitely guys, when I looked at the comment section and all, or like the direct mails which I received, so people were recommending Saturn and Rahu the most. So I just thought okay, today we can, after understanding Jupiter from the moon, the next could be understanding Rahu from the moon. And guys, specific to the notes like Rahu and Ketu, understanding them from the moon becomes the most important, because when we talk about Rahu, without having a physical body or existence, this is one such planet which hold this key to completely shape up someone's destiny. And we all know this thing that majority of the results which gets generated through Rahu, it impacts us more on the subconscious level only, on the thought patterns only. So because of which, specific to Rahu and Ketu, understanding them from the moon becomes the most important. And guys, in today's day and age where we are talking about technology, artificial intelligence, rapid innovation, so Rahu somehow becomes the most important. We might be talking on a very holy spiritual subject which might be the domain of like Jupiter or Mercury or Ketu, but the way it is being exchanged or being shared of the technology which is the domain of the Rahu in itself. So yes guys, before we will start our discussion, for the novice and the newcomers in the astrology, what is the importance of Rahu? Definitely guys, Rahu can be seen as your all sort of unfulfilled desires, ambitions from the past so many lifetimes. Rahu also represents, because it has got a lot of the innate potential for growth, for innovation. Rahu also kind of a outlaw as well, but the power of the Rahu is that if you know little bit about our Vedic scriptures and all, it has been even mentioned that Rahu, which was was known as the demon Swarbhanu, and that demon was so ambitious that he always used to feel insecure and he always wanted to have the status of a planet only. So though that is a different case, that in this attempt his head got severed, which got into Rahu, became the head part, and the rest of the body became the Ketu, but still the ambition and the intelligence part became the Rahu. So because of which Rahu somehow hold this potential capacity to see through any sort of deceit or see through any potential. And that is the only reason guys, when we talk about majority of the politicians and all, in their cases as well, you will definitely find a strengthened Rahu, because their tendency to be famous, successful could be the domain of the sun. Their tendency to be a favorite of the masses could be the domain of the Saturn. But when we talk about the tact and the diplomacy, that generally comes from the Rahu. So yes guys, these are some of the good traits which are connected with the Rahu. When we talk about the flaw side of the Rahu, so definitely all sort of addictions, addiction towards intoxications or bad company, engagement and entanglement in illicit, illegal activities is something which is also connected with the Rahu. Somehow guys, when we talk about anything to do with the mental aberration, like so-called idiosyncrasies, ADHD, OCD, all of that is somehow connected with the domain of the Rahu only. Like when we talk about, you know, some sort of hallucination, phobia, fears, all of that is the negative side of the Rahu. So okay guys, now we will try to understand Rahu's placement from your natal moon in your chart. So let's say for example, if Rahu is conjunct with your natal moon in itself. So guys, the good part about this placement is that definitely it has been interpreted in so many ways. It can actually create a lot of the uncertainty, restlessness around your moon. But again guys, it all comes down to in which capacity like your chart is responding to this placement. Now let's say for example your like moon is conjunct with Rahu, but your moon is placed in the Gemini, it is placed in the Adra nakshatra, or your moon is placed in the like Aquarius, it is placed in the Libra. Like I mean to say, Rahu is placed in its own nakshatra, or the sign lord of the Rahu is strengthened, then we can definitely say this thing. It can actually make you a pioneer in your field. Like you will have this potential capacity to carve a unique path for your life. Do something which the world has not seen before or done before. So all of your decisions in the life are definitely going to be filled with lot of prowess, lot of courage, we can say this higher degree and sense of competitiveness. And the good part is that ambition is going to be all-time high. And guys, understand this thing, a lot many people are of this notion that Rahu has got nothing to do with the like spirituality. It is a planet which is connected with the materialism only. But understand this thing, out of all the three nakshatras ruled by the planet Rahu, Sadbisha has been considered as the epitome of the spirituality. So in this way, definitely the healing potential also resides. All what matters is that, see guys, understand this thing, whatsoever planet is going to be conjunct with your moon, in a way your subconsciousness is very much prone and exposed towards that energy. And Rahu is kind of a alien, Rahu is kind of a foreign influence. So definitely anything which is unique, which is like unusual, will definitely be your calling. That will definitely attract you the most. So this could be a case that your Rahu is conjunct with moon. You like to be different with your hairstyle, with your look, with the choice of your clothes, with the car which you drive. So that sort of uniqueness will definitely define this native. The only thing is that guys, again, stand alone with this combination, nothing could be said. It all depends on how the overall chart is responding. This could be a case like the way guys, all those people. And one more thing which I want to add over here is that, see, life is very like it's very big, it's very long. I mean to say, all those like people generally I see in podcast and all, like some of them who are like in special military forces, people who are now the CEOs and all, and when they talk about their adolescent age, how rebellious they were, and those used to be the time when, you know, everyone used to judge them or put them down and create impressions around them. Oh, you do not fit anywhere, or you are a misfit, or you cannot do anything. So let's say for example, if you have this placement with a very supporting factors in the chart, you're already like 17-18 years old, you are very confused, deluded, do not know what path is meant for you and all. So do not undermine yourself. You are born with some special gift, and I can assure you, those who are already in their 42nd year of life, 45th year of life, they would have already understood the kind of blessing and uniqueness which the universe has granted to them. Now guys, let's say for example, if Rahu is placed in the second house from your natal moon. So again guys, see, understand this whole discussion in this way, that like if moon tells about your mind, your feelings, so Jupiter's placement from the moon just tells about you know, how your mind, your emotions feel towards anything which is of religious importance. Venus just tells about how your mind or you feel around the matters of the love, romance or relationship. Same way, when we talk about Rahu which has your this innate potential capacity to be extraordinary, to be unique, to do something which the world has not seen or done or think before. So I mean to say, if Rahu is going to be placed in the second house from your natal moon, so definitely guys, these are among those people who definitely revamp and do a lot of restructuring in the matters of their finances and the family. This could be a case that, okay, you are from a family of, you know, like a family of carpenters, a family of like a certain business, but it's you only. Ever since you took over the family business, the reins of the family business in your hand, you completely revamped it. Otherwise, it was going very traditional, very orthodox, and you were like kind of losing out because of not updating yourself as per the need of the hour. Or this could be case even in the matters of your family and all. You might be the only black sheep, like your family might be amongst those where no one has got married outside of your caste or your like tradition and all, and you are the first one to get married to someone from other religion, from other caste. Or this could be a case that you are the only one. Like still I remember meeting lot many people here in Canada as well, like this girl whom I know. She is a native and she's, I guess, from Halifax, and she was only telling me that, Nipun, like from my place and all, not many people migrate outside of their province and all, and she did that. So this could be a case that, okay, your approach and attitude towards the matters of the finances and the matters of the family ties, inculcated values, is going to be very revolutionary. And guys, one thing which I want to say over here is that definitely your eating habits is something regarding which you have to be very disciplined. And along with that, we always say this thing that like see, second house which also tells about your speech. So with these people who are going to have Rahu second from their moon, they tend to remain very vocal towards their feelings. And the thing is, a lot many times this loquaciousness is filled with the curse words as well. So over there you have to be a little bit careful. Now guys, let's say for example, if your Rahu is placed third from your natal moon. Now guys, definitely this is a very good placement in this regard. We all know this thing that the placement of Rahu in the Upachya Bhava, like 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house, 11th house, is considered as very strong. So if like Rahu is going to be placed in the 3rd house from the natal moon, so that also tells about, see, 3rd house which generally tells about initiative and all, and here we are talking about moon. So these are among those people who will not be scared of like trying something new or venturing into something unknown. Again guys, understand this thing, like when we talk about like Mars has been attached as the significator or Karaka of the 3rd house, because Mars represents courage and bravery. But again guys, when we talk about Rahu, see, Rahu has been described as the hero, like, you know, Ardhakayam Mahaviryam Chandra Vimardinam Singika Garbha Sambhutam Tam Rahu Pranamamyam. Rahu has been described in even in scriptures as someone who's very ferocious, who's the true hero filled with the valor. When we talk about the planet like Mars, Mars has been described as a warrior who takes instruction. But here we are talking about a rebel who does not abide by any rules and instructions, and if set his mind at something, this person cannot be stopped. So I mean to say, Rahu's placement 3rd house from the moon is considered as very good. But again guys, it all comes down to how the overall chart is responding to it. So let's say for example, if the overall chart is very constructive, very supportive, and most importantly, because on the 9th house now from the moon, there's going to be Ketu placed over there. So if the whole 3rd lord from the moon and the 9th lord from the moon is in a strengthened state, native will be ferocious enough to turn his whims, his plans into reality by taking actions at an appropriate time with full force. But let's say for example, if the dispositor of Rahu is not going to be well supported, this could be among those people who might be responsible for all the damage because of the foolhardy actions. But again guys, in a nutshell, this is generally considered as, in today's day and age, where you have to be very like street smart. You have to be a little bit opportunistic. You need to have this capacity to take the right decision at the right time. So regarding that front, the 3rd placement of the Rahu from the moon is generally considered as one of the best. Now again guys, you can throw and put anything over here, or you can do very good in sales, media, marketing, becoming an influencer. That is just the byproduct. But important is the spark which goes, and whatever whims the moon has, it has the right channel, or I would say that the king has the right assassin to get the work done, even if the rule book is not allowing it to do that. Now guys, let's say for example, if your Rahu is going to be placed 4th from the moon. So definitely guys, this is one such kind of combination where, because see, here we are talking about the moon, which tells about your emotions, your feelings. When we talk about the fourth house from the moon, so that in itself tells about the inner emotional state, what makes you feel secured, contented and all. Now you placed a planet which is eternally dissatisfied. So again guys, when it comes down to having a peaceful state or peace in your like this could be inner emotional state, this could be in your family life, this could be in your domestic life. So regarding that front, there is definitely going to be a question mark over there. But like the way guys, if you know that how a pearl is formed, a pearl is formed because of the itching which that creature goes through, which creates that pearl out of it. So I mean to say that whatever restlessness this native will go through, and if the overall chart is well supported, this could be a person who could become very rich, wealthy, or like I've generally seen people who shuffle with multiple ventures, like after one attainment they set their goals towards and set their eye towards something else. So yes, for the attainment or doing something good in the public domain, understand this thing guys, when we talk about Rahu strongly placed fourth from the moon, these people could be very secretive. It is very difficult to decode what exactly is going on within this person. Second thing is that they know how to, like when we talk about typical politicians and all, who have got this capacity to collectively influence the masses, who have this capacity to what do you call that on a mass level manipulate people or understand any upcoming imminent trend much before in advance. So these could be among those people. So yes guys, again I will stand corrected. When we talk about for a peaceful life, this might not be a very good combination or placement, but when we talk about this itch which is driving you towards more attainment, this is one of the best placement. Now guys, when we talk about that, Rahu is placed fifth from your natal moon. So guys, if you have understood the crux of this whole discussion, like Rahu in itself represents uniqueness. Rahu wants to be known for something which is very unique to it. And trust me, fifth house is the house of the creativity as well. Fifth house is also the house of the originality as well. So guys, this is one such kind of combination over where native will have this capacity to create something which is going to be very exceptional, unique, which the world has not seen before. Guys, understand this thing, like the way I've been telling this thing, that if we will study planets from the moon, so moon is like your emotions and your feelings, your subconsciousness is only pulling the string, like the string of the faith and your belief system is Jupiter. Relationship, love and romance is the Venus. Same way, when we talk about Rahu, it's about your capacity to do something unique, and it is actually placed in a house which actually supports all these kind of unique and original thought process and endeavors. So yes guys, for like having that pioneer mindset, this is a very good placement for standing a chance, like where we talk about some sudden speculative gains and all. This could be a very good placement. Along with that guys, when we talk about this could be interest in mantras, this could be like when we say that a person who has got very adventurous mindset. So regarding that as well, it's a good placement, but there are like certain factors and certain areas of life which suffers. So first of all guys, we know this thing that fifth house is also the house of the progeny as well. So for having a very faithful, very righteous progeny, this is not a very like supportive alignment. Along with that guys, if you will go by our like scriptures and all, so fifth house which also tells about the pur punya, so that also tells about some sort of secret, some sort of curse which you are carrying within you, so regarding which some sort of sin which you are carrying within your mind. So for people who have Rahu placed in the fifth from the moon, some sort of past life regression therapy or some sort of cleansing, purification activities is very much needed. Now guys, why I'm saying this thing, because if you will go to the depth of it, you will definitely find some sort of pattern repeating in the family. This could be a case that okay, in your brother's family tree, three generation, like the further three generation, if you're old enough, nothing has happened in your family. There are like too many cases of the autism, like too many cases of accidental death and all. So yes, if you have this kind of placement, so there might be something which is crying out for cleansing, which needs to be a spiritual in nature. The remedy which has to be some sort of spiritual or religious in nature only. So that is all what I can say. So this is one such kind of placement which comes with its own set of blessings and own set of suffering. So it all comes down to how other planets are working around it. Like, is your fifth lord individually well placed? Is Jupiter aspecting it? Or let's say, for example, your Rahu is placed in the over here, but you being a Cancer Lagna, your Rahu is placed in the Scorpio over there. Mars is also not well placed. It is conjunct with like Saturn over there. So a lot will be dependent on that. So this is one such kind of placement which should be taken with a pinch of salt. Now guys, let's say for example, if your Rahu is going to be placed 6th from your natal moon. So definitely guys, we all know this thing that in the Upachya Bhava, Rahu is considered as very strong. We all know this thing that see Rahu is kind of a planet which thrives and flourishes on challenges, on competition, on scheming, plotting, maneuvering. Now you put Rahu in a house where you are filled and you're surrounded by these kind of challenges all the time. So that is the only reason people who have got like Rahu placed in the 6th, like, and I would say that over here more than the like, see guys, understand this thing. If your Rahu is going to be placed 6th from the ascendant, it is not that strong as much as it is blessed for you if it is 6th from your moon. Understand this thing, because from the ascendant, if Rahu is placed in the 6th house, in certain cases I have seen this to be empowering more the enemies rather than the native in itself. Understand this thing guys, that Rahu and Ketu are not physical planet. So whatever happens and the empowerment or the suffering happens, it generally happens and needs to be studied from the moon. So I would say that more than Rahu being 6th from the ascendant, Rahu being 6th from the moon is considered as a very good sign, because your mind is filled with ideas, plotting, scheme, diplomacy in order to deal with your enemies, in order to win over your enemies, in order to flare good in your exams. And again guys, when we talk about, again we all know this thing, at the end of the day we have to accept this thing with the righteousness, with the integrity. It's very difficult to survive in today's dog eat dog society. So when we talk about people who progress very rapidly in their corporate career, in their political career, so this could be a case that they are very quick in assessing the situation, acting on it, and how to tame the challenges and all. So in so many ways, 6th Rahu from the moon is considered as very good. Now guys, when we talk about that, if Rahu is going to be placed opposite to your natal moon, like 7th from the moon, so that means your moon is conjunct with the Ketu. So definitely guys, you by yourself are very intuitive enough, so there is no denying of that. So again guys, more than studying Rahu from the 7th from the moon, it's like your moon in itself is very much kind of, it's very much attuned to all the psychic forces. So this in a way will actually enable you to take the right decision as well. The only concern with this kind of placement is that I do not know how many of the astrologers have highlighted this thing, that people who have moon Ketu conjunction in their chart, like they need to marry very carefully. Only if you will find a right partner, majority of the problems of yours in the life is going to be resolved. Because the concern over here is that somehow planets like Ketu conjunct with moon create that identity kind of crisis. Like there are like those kind of situations where you go through that sort of existential crisis, that I do not know whether I'll be able to do this or not. And because your moon is conjunct with Ketu, so whenever there is going to be sensitivity in the transit, like a new moon, full moon, time of eclipse, planets in the Gandant and all, so you will be the one who will have the maximum hit. And where you will, because see guys, understand this thing, that in the excess of the Rahu and Ketu is something which takes us towards our past, and it's Rahu only which takes us towards the future for exploration or claiming more territories and all. So I would say that the seventh from your moon, if Rahu is placed, so finding a right partner becomes the most important. In certain cases, native tend to do very good in something connected with the domain of the foreign lands, or in business and all. Like if native is going to be freelance, self-employed, engaged in business and all, these are among those people who could do very good. Now guys, let's say for example, if your Rahu is going to be placed 8th from your natal moon. So understand this thing guys, that when we talk about 8th house, which is filled with mysteries, which is filled with lot of the transformations in our life, and if you are going to place Rahu over here, so they're like certain combinations where you are empowering the goon in the society. So I mean to say, a lot is dependent on how other factors in the chart are supporting it. We all know this thing, that somehow when we talk about scandals, when we talk about the innate fears, those are somewhat connected with the 8th house in itself. Now you place Rahu over there, Rahu in itself which represents mischiefs, Rahu in itself which represents the underworld, all sort of secretive clandestine activities. So this is one such kind of combination where native might be born in a family which might be holding up lot many dark secrets. Now again guys, here I'm not talking about from your point of view only. Here I'm talking about that there might be some sort of very deep secrets which are going on in your family lineage, in your family tree. Again guys, a lot is dependent on how the overall chart is responding to it. So let's say for example, if with this kind of placement, your ascendant lord in itself is placed in the 12th house, or your your moon is your Rahu is placed 8th from the moon, but let's say for example, your moon sign is Scorpio in itself. So what does it indicating? So your moon sign is like Scorpio, that means your moon is debilitated, and on the 8th from it you have Rahu placed in the Gemini. So all this kind of placement just tells about that yes, native will definitely have some sort of secrets, or some sort of when we say that those sort of very taboo kind of desires, like those kind of desires which are very dark in nature and all, which are very gory in nature and all. Now again guys, with that said, this could be a very blessed placement for someone who might have very strong interest in the matters of life and death, in the matters of paranormal activities. When we talk about something to do with the tantra, becoming a tantric and all, this could be a very good placement for all of that. You could be a very good researcher, you could be a very good scientist with this placement as well. See guys, this is one such kind of placement where the gory details of the world of the life does not intimidate or scare the native. So in certain ways this placement can be used in your favor, but generally I recommend if you have this placement of Rahu from your natal moon, so staying very ritualistic in your life becomes very important, and specifically worship of the ferocious gods like goddess Kali, Lord Kala Bhairava, Lord Shiva becomes the most important. Now guys, let's say for example, if your Rahu is going to be placed 9th from the moon. So again guys, like the way I've been saying this thing, that if moon is the sitting in the throne of a big empire, so different realms are being controlled by moon through the planets. Like the way Jupiter is the planet through which the moon represents its feeling of faith and belief system. Through Venus, it represents its feelings of emotions, feelings, matters of love and relationship. When we talk about Rahu, your ideas, innovative ideas, uniqueness, exploration, all of that is something which we generally attach with the Rahu. Now it is placed in the 9th house. So in certain ways, this can actually give heightened desire and quest towards foreign culture, higher knowledge, wisdom. So in so many ways, this placement has got a strong connotation attached to it. Again guys, if you will go by the traditional interpretation over there, this has not been written in a very good light. Like there were like those times in the ancient India and all, over where like even if you are going to cross the ocean, cross the sea, so they will see you as outcast. So I mean to say, astrology has been coming from these kind of roots, so it needs to be updated and revamped as per the need of the hour, as per the Desh Kal Patra, I mean to say. So the point which I'm trying to say over here is that when we talk about doing something good, or like these are among those people who get lot many chances of fortune awakening in the foreign land. And these are among those people who might have expertise in different like languages. They might have a very cosmopolitan mindset. They might have lot many PhD, lot many degrees. Trust me guys, I have actually met people who have got doctorate and degrees in so many different fields. So this could be amongst those people only. So Rahu's placement 9th from the moon is considered as good. The only concern over here is that, again guys, we have to take into consideration that Rahu is considered as the curse, as the demon, and in so many ways. And Rahu's influence over the trine houses, 5th house, 9th house is not considered as very good. So that also tells about that, okay, your paternal grandfather might be involved in something which is very, like, you know, which is not looked in a good light in the society. So I mean to say, your paternal grandfather might be very rich or wealthy, but he might be a money lender, because of which the society might not be liking him a lot. So this is how you can see it. Now guys, when we talk about if your Rahu is going to be placed 10th from your natal moon, so definitely guys, this is considered as a good placement. We all know this thing that Rahu is a planet of ambition. Rahu wants to be in the front of the line, and it wants to you know, explore all avenue of the life. Like Rahu is one such planet which is not intimidated by any threat, any challenges, or it actually thrives and flourish more if being put in new uncertain situations and all. And this is the house where we actually perform our duties and responsibilities. So definitely guys, whatsoever desire native is going to be having, life will keep on giving him opportunities and platform for that. Like the way guys, like when I go to lot many astrological convocations and all, I see that okay, lot many people, apart from their expertise in different fields, you know, this could be changing dasha or transit, which bring these people into astrology and other things, to acting, so many things. They even are interested in that, but life does not give them much of the opportunity or platform. So here we're talking about moon, what your mind craves for, desire for. If Rahu is connected with it and it is based in the 10th house, so that means you will definitely get a right set of platform as well to manifest your unfulfilled desires. So in this way, this is a very good placement, that no matter in which field you are, no matter how wild and rambunctious your desires are, there will be a time when life will give you platform to fulfill those desires. Now guys, when we talk about Rahu being placed 11th from your natal moon, again guys, it is a very good placement. We all know this thing that 11th house is the house of desires, wish fulfillment. It is the Kama Bhava. Rahu is also connected with the desires as well. Rahu is a very cosmopolitan planet which wants to explore new territory. It wants to be a part of the group, and nothing could be better than that if it is very cosmopolitan in nature and all, very multicultural and all. So yes guys, this is a good placement where with this kind of placement, native might be multi-talented, might have a very friendly nature, might have very adaptable nature, might have very active social life and all. And the good part is that whatsoever unfulfilled desire native is going to have, life will definitely provide him with the platform, opportunity, or the right set of people will keep on coming into the life of the native, which will be connecting the dots towards the wish fulfillment of the native, the kind of change which native wants to bring in the society. And lastly guys, let's say for example, if your Rahu is going to be placed 12th from the natal moon. So guys, this is only good for those people who are ready to sacrifice or go towards unexplored terrain in order to fulfill their desires and all. We all know this thing that 12th house is something, all the monastery, ashram, or the foreign land or hospitals is somehow connected with the 12th house. Along with that guys, when we talk about all that thing which is hidden, esoteric, mystical, very dark in nature, aliens and all of that we generally see from the 12th house. So the good part about this placement is that native will have this potential and capacity to go to the depth of all these areas and put his life and put everything at stake in order to quench his desire for finding the unknown, So regarding that, it's a good placement. Like the way guys we come to know that, all these discovery shows and all, like all these explorer, like when we talk about Man versus Wild, these guys, I still remember Bear Grylls, he is born on a 7th Ketu number, research, exploration. So there has to be that, that kind of deep desire to fulfill those things, even if it is taking you away from the drama of the life of the world. So imagine, even I like nature, but if you put me with a camera 10-20 days in Amazon forest and all, I might not be able to survive or flourish. But someone who's going to have Rahu 12th from the moon will have this capacity. So guys, the only flaw of this placement is that because 12th house also tells about the kind of dreams which we get. It also tells about the higher astral entities and all. So with this kind of placement, there's a high possibility that native might have those kind of nightmares, or a lot many times whatever vision or dreams which the native gets, he might get the impression and vision of the premonition, something bad is about to happen. So rather than getting a insight or vision of some good events, he might always be a recipient of receiving the highlight of something bad which might about to happen. So regarding that front, this might not be very favorable placement, but in lot many ways, devoting yourself to a cause, being willing to sacrifice a lot in order to fulfill those desires of yours, this could be a good placement. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For furthermore updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.